name is Spirit Star, and in today's video, we'll be talking about the anime 7 Deadly Sins, or in Japanese, Nenatsu no Taizai. Let's get this party started. So yeah. This anime is basically about knights. Kind of like a knight thing, you know, like knights and swords and Excalibur and stuff like that. I'll explain it in a bit. Yeah, here we go. In a world similar to European Middle Ages, the feared yet revoked Holy Knights of Britannia used immense powerful magic to protect the region of Britannia. As its kingdom, however, a small subset of knights supposedly betrayed their homeland and turned their blades against their comrades in an attempt to overthrow the ruler of Lyons, which is a small part, a small kingdom. They were defeated by the Holy Knights, but rumor continued to persist that these legendary knights, called the 7 Deadly Sins, were still alive. 10 years later, the Holy Knights themselves staged a coup and thus became the new tyrannical rulers of the Kingdom of Lyons. Based on the best-selling manga series of the same name, Nenatsu no Taizai follows the adventures of Elizabeth III, princess of the Kingdom of Lyons, and her search for the 7 Deadly Sins. With their help, she endeavors not only to take back her kingdom from the Holy Knights, but to also seek justice in an unjust world. So basically, she's not there. She's not one of the 7 Deadly Sins, but I think I have a picture. Let me just go online. A nice picture of... yeah, this is perfect. Save image as. I will name this. Where is it? Just give me a second to find the other picture. I'm just gonna name this 38. 38. Save. Got it? So now I know which picture to grab. Because this one's pretty good, but I'd prefer something a little more classical. Okay, let's go to picture 38. 38, perfect. There we go. So yeah, this is this girl right here with the blonde hair. She's one of the 7 Deadly Sins. Well, not really, but wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is weird. Wrong picture, guys. That's probably of the new season that just came out. Jesus Christ. No wonder this is season 2. Oy vey. Okay, but yeah. I need a season 1. No wonder. I was like, okay. Could this be it? 1, 2. Season 1. There we go. Okay. Something good that I could show you guys that shows all of them yet. No. Perfect. This one. I will name this one 38X. Save. Good. There we go. Now, that must be the new season or something. But yeah. 38X. Perfect. So these are all the 7 deadly sins. Basically MacLeod is he's the leader of the group. He's the most powerful out of all of them. And I'll start to explain why the 7 deadly sins. You know, it's something controversial for Christians, but I'll get into detail. So being that he's the leader, he's the most powerful out of all of them. And he's a sin of wrath, being that whenever he goes into his demon mode, because he's part demon. But yeah. He's part demon. And when he goes into his demon mode, he could be extremely angry. And he could literally wreck everything. And Diane, she's a sin of envy. Being that Diane actually likes MacLeod, she envies him because the princess actually likes him, and she's very envious, you know. And that she wants MacLeod all to herself, basically, you know. Ban is a sin of greed, being that he is immortal and he can't die. He's the greed sin because he wanted to become immortal, and that lust for greed, you know, he wanted to become immortal to the point of greed, and he basically got what he wished. So basically that's why he's greed. King is the sin of Slav, being he was the ruler of a kingdom. He's basically a fairy. And he's basically the sin of sloth because he let everybody in his kingdom die, including his sister. So basically, he's the most slothful. Gother. It looks like a female, but it's kind of both, a male and female. I don't know how to say this. It looks like a female. We all think it's a female, but it's both. He has no gender. He's basically genderless. He's basic. Well, I don't know what to call him or her. Let's just call him a he, because obviously I think he's a boy. He's a sin of lust because he lusts after. He basically has no emotion, so he basically lusts for the thing he doesn't have. Because obviously he has no emotion, so he That's what he lusts after. He's like, he wants to know how it feels like to be sad, angry, happy. You know, that type of thing. Merlin, the sin of gluttony. A lot of people say that the sin of gluttony is overeating. But gluttony is also using something in excess, basically, not just eating. Because gluttony can also be you're overusing, let's say, you're overusing your money to, or something materialistic. What she does, she overuses her knowledge, basically. Being that she's the greatest magician of all, she overuses her magic to excess, basically. She kind of overdoes it. And Escanor is the sin of pride. I haven't seen the episodes for Escanor, but I seen most of season 1, I believe, until Merlin. I still have to continue watching season 1, 2, and 3. I'll most likely see after I finish watching Digimon. Cause I just finished Batman Beyond. I'm about to finish Digimon. And probably continue that too, you know, like the new seasons of Digimon season 2 and stuff like that. And then I'll add it to my thing and do a video on that. As for Eskin of the Sin of Pride, I did read the manga. Being that he is a servant of Meliodas, well, kind of. He is a servant. And whenever he's extremely prideful, not in the sense of he's better than, and well, kind of, you know, he's how do I explain Escanor? He kind of is prideful, and whenever he becomes prideful, his muscles become bigger, and like he could become extremely strong and stuff, from what I've read in the manga. I haven't read in detail about Escanor, but I'll get into that in a little bit. Let me just go to look up Escanor and then Escanor. Here we go. Let me explain. Okay, just give me a second. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, the Lion Son of Pride, Master of the Sun, the one, the strongest. His age is 40, his birthday, July 1st, his race is human. That's unimportant. What the hell, really? I'll go here. Just give me a second to look it up. Escanor. Why was I even using my phone? Escanor, there we go. interesting. Yeah, I'll just read it to you, like, from the beginning. Currently, Escanor is largely the same as his appearance in the Vampires of Edinburgh. With the addition of a mustache and a pair of glasses, Escanor's personality, there we go. Escanor's personality changes drastically along with the strange between day and night. At night, he is skittish, submissive, and unfailingly polite. Whereas the day he is arrogant, boastful, and domineering. He also takes it upon himself to deliver judgment to those who he feels have sinned, such as those that toy with feelings. Both personalities seem to be truly him and resemble everything he does in either, though at night he has chastised himself for losing control during the day. Despite the great contrast, there is some personality trait he retains day or night, such as his feelings for Merlin and fondness for writing poetry. Even with his prideful personality, he still cares for his comrades, but in his own way, pretending to annihilate Gulther, and instead attacking the two commandments for toying with people's hearts. But as the knight, he cares very deeply for his captain and comrades, not wishing to harm any, even those he has recently met. Let's get on with his powers. Here we go, his abilities. Sunshine. Basically, he's like a yin-yang type thing. So basically, at Sunshine, he gets extremely strong. I mean, Arnold Schwarzenegger strong. Like, his muscles are just huge. And he starts becoming, like, during the daytime, he starts becoming extremely arrogant, kind of. What else? And during noon, when his powers is at peak, for 1 minute, he becomes the manifestation of power itself. And his body dwarfs normal people. In this form, he said to be invincible. And during the nighttime, when setting the sun, Escanor returns to his original skittish self. He's seemingly weaker than an average human, and his power level has measured at 15. His weapons is Divine Axe Rita, a giant ornamental axe named after a maiden said to be loved by the sun. It is incredibly heavy. Oh, getting this tape out, sorry. Incredibly heavy, and most of its weight is concentrated on his head, which makes it very off balance, yet in the day he is able to wield it with one hand. A large spear Escanor possessed was shown briefly for 10 years ago before 7 deadly sins were framed for Zoroastria's murder. And magical glasses. He will instantly transform into his larger self if they are removed. Oh, interesting. Okay. So yeah. Escanor is one of the most powerful. I have to get back into that. So that does it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.